Greetings everyone, this is the Sailor the Terror Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I return for some more of Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. Now, yesterday we actually, time for a quick little recap as to what happened yesterday. There's actually quite a few things we actually found out yesterday. We actually found out that the little bunny actress, Bonnie, actually has a twin sister, Betty. And we also found out that both of the sisters are actually under contract, and that horrible slime ball of a producer, Retinz. Also thinking that Betty was the one who actually wanted Trucy dead. What I was also thinking is, we're also thinking that the one who was actually with Retinz was actually Betty, not Bonnie. Yeah, I'm not trusting that slime ball that produced her. Everyone, one moment, please. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Just had to fix something on my PC. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the topic of your testimony related to that thing that was bothering you? The thing that you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Yes, ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging at me. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage. Now, before we continue, there's actually something else I want to check out. Now, this also has something to do with when Trucy actually claimed that she actually switched the swords. Take a look at this. Right there. That's what it was. What do you mean by that, Bonnie? I wonder if it was shown on television. If what was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage.
Objection! Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. I'm not buying it. Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We have to examine the show footage. You do? One of the TV station's cameraman said he was a fan of mine. I thought so. He kept his camera on me throughout the entire show. Right there. Take a look at this. Right there. There you go. And then afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present. Tell you the truth, I thought it was kind of creepy, so I was gonna get rid of it. Hold it! Please submit the footage to the court. Now then, let's take a look at this new footage. Let's take a look, everyone. What the hell? Okay then. He really did keep his camera on Bonnie the whole time, didn't he? I think this cameraman needs to keep his personal feelings out of his work. Agreed there, Athena. Yes, I do. Let's try comparing the two. We just might find an inconsistency between them. Yes. The two pieces of footage are of the same scene, so they should match up. But Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage. That would be this one. I think there was a piece of paper that actually flew around during the new footage. So if we can pick up what's different between the two, we'll know what Bonnie found strange. Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original doesn't show the sword switching trick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage. Very well, I will allow it. Waste of time? I disagree. No, I've never done it before. Use the video player's buttons to go through the footage. Basically like rewind and fast forward. Yes. Frame by frame playback. So how do I switch between the two videos? Switch camera. Alright. That's the other thing. In the shadow of the footage, there's someone or something behind the curtain. I'd like to know what that was, or who that was. Now, if you find a difference between the two pieces of footage, put the cursor on what's different and present to the court. Anyway, let's give it a try. Let's see. It's different about the two videos. I gotta pause this for a moment, everyone. see. Wait a sec. I thought so. There is something strange. Switch footage. Let's see. Hold it. Rewind. Right there.
Take that!
Bingo. That card. This is it right here. Take a good look at the scene and compare it to the video shot from the front. Bingo. The playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the front. Miss Wright, what can you tell us about these playing cards? The cards I threw when I do the switching trick. What? Yes, it means that the switching trick was cut from the TV show footage. The footage was edited, exactly. Question is, why? And who would do so? I have a feeling I know who. I'm definitely thinking it was that scumbag of a producer. Retinz. Yes, with malicious intent. Absurd? I think not. We must get to the bottom of this right away. Bailiff, the TV station must still have the unedited footage. Go see what you can find out. Oh, this son of a bitch again. Big misunderstanding? I don't think so. Fine, fine. Roger, Retinz. You're from Take-Two TV, aren't you, Witness? Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before. Yes, Roger Retenz, otherwise known as Ratings Raja. He is a television producer and appears on many of his own shows as of late. He's best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby." The Ratings Raja, yes. Prosecutor Sodomine. How do you know so much about him? Who would have thought? Agreed there, Athena. I'm having a really hard time picturing him in a line for burgers. I can definitely think of someone else who would like that. Though I'm not gonna get into that. Prosecutor Sodomine. Unexpected enthusiasm for food aside. Mr. Retenz, what is this misunderstanding you mentioned? For starters, it's true that the footage was edited. I thought so. I'll get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well show you the unedited footage. It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you the part with the playing cards. You can see the cards when Trucy spins around, so keep your eyes peeled. Very well. I saw it. Did you see the part that was cut where Trucy switched the swords? Yes, I did. She spins around, the playing cards go flying. Everyone's like, it's supposed to be. And it means the defendant really did swap swords during the trick. Which means that the sword Miss Wright thrust into the coffin was the rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Reus. First misunderstanding right there? I think not. What do you mean? Well, Trucy did swap swords, as you saw. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Reus when she stabbed the coffin. That just means he was killed after he showed up pretending to be a corpse. So you're saying that up until that point, everything was going according to the script? If that's true, then when and how exactly do you think he was killed? It was after the dragon set piece came down. I saw Trucy murdered... Trucy murdered Mr. Reus when she was hidden from view behind the set piece. I disagree. She could have easily done it behind that huge dragon, and nobody would be the wiser. Ring of Truth? I disagree. I don't buy it. That suspicious shadow. That's what I'd like to know. That was not Trucy either, because she was already on the stage. So it's the end of the footage just before the dragon hits the stage. Might be easier to just see it for yourselves. There it is. It's only for a split second, so it's hard to catch, but look here. Right there. I don't buy it. That suspicious shadow must be Trucy? She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim. I don't buy it.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is just trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honor. And that's not all. Aren't we forgetting that the witness willfully edited the sword switch out of the footage? Second misunderstanding? I don't buy it. Fine. I've seen people testify on TV, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Fine. With Prosecutor Sonamid's permission, please give us your testimony, Mr. Retinz. It wasn't deliberate, I tell you. Let's see what we got here. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together and long or boring scenes are cut out. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It's just a coincidence that that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional. I don't buy it. Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing the footage? Yes. Yes, I do, Mr. Retenz. So you're saying it was a coincidence that the sword swapping scene was cut?
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. I'm not buying this garbage. Coincidence? That's just a little too convenient, if you ask me. Sure packs a lot of punch when you hear it live. Oh, it better. My objection is not for your entertainment there, Mr. Retenz. Mr. Retenz, filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. And if the defense has an issue, it can point it out during the cross-examination. Thank you, Your Honor. And I'm going to be taking this bastard down if it's the last thing I do. Who the hell is he trying to fool? Wasn't deliberate. I'm not buying it.
Hold it!
Hold it. Really? I've never heard anybody say that. Yes, I know that. Common knowledge in the TV world. An idea what a snooze cruise would be to watch a magic show without editing? I happen to enjoy magic shows, by the way, and I've watched them unedited. Like that one anyway. That was ice cold. Anyway, editing is what makes television worth watching. Scenes are spliced together, long and boring scenes are cut out.
Hold it!
Hold it. Are you saying you thought there were boring scenes in Mr. Wright's magic show? The scripted presentation deserve a place on the cutting room floor. I don't buy it. Broadcasting that mess as is would have been a complete disaster. So I decided to edit the footage. It's just what a TV man does. What didn't you like about the show exactly? The whole thing. It was a major snooze fest. Maybe common folk like you don't get it. But it shows only good as how loud, flashy, and trashy it is. I don't buy that! I don't watch that garbage. I've seen those kind of trashy shows, and I absolutely despise them. It's plenty loud and flashy on its own. All you do is add the trash. I don't watch that kind of stuff, especially those reality shows. I can't understand how anyone would actually like that garbage. Ending footage is just a matter of course in the TV industry. All the stations edit footage that way. It wasn't like it was some malicious or something.
Hold it!
That's garbage. Wasn't done maliciously, huh? When I get this distinct impression that you bear feelings of ill will towards Trucy Grandma. The things that you yourself have said. So dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind this sweet smile. I prove those grammary magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. He himself even admitted it. Who else is he trying to fool? And I also get the impression that you felt this way for a long time.
Objection!
Words such as those can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, though I bear the defense no ill will, I would not hesitate to say that he is a good-for-nothing lout of a lawyer. You bear me no ill will? Could have fooled me. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is the truth. I'm only strict on you, and it seems you have strayed from the path. Very well, Your Honor. Mr. Retinz, please continue your testimony. It's just a coincidence that a particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional.
Hold it!
Hold it! For all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like way too much of a coincidence to me. Maybe I am. It's hard being the boss, kid. You gotta make the tough choices like which content gets cut. Why would he actually cut Trucy's footage then? And let me ask you this. Why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case? Oh, I think I would understand. It's all about artistic vision. People tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it. Oh, I think I do. I may not know TV, but I know evidence law. And boy, do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional. However, I know that you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it. Artistic vision. That's garbage. Oh, I know exactly what he was. I know exactly what he did.
Take that!
Take that. This is a contract you had Miss Wright sign just before the magic show, Mr. Retenz. This contract between the the first party, Take-Two TV, and the second party, Mr. Wright, reads this. If, through the fault of the second party, the show must be canceled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party. Yes, Your Honor. That is a completely unreasonable sum. I agree, Your Honor. I couldn't agree more. And, of course, Mr. Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Roger Retenz had her sign this unreasonable contract anyway. Or more accurately, he conned her into signing it. There's a trick to this clipboard that was used by Miss Wright to sign her contract. Right there. It houses carbon paper that could secretly copy her signature on other documents. Nasty accusation, you say? I would say it's quite true. For starters, you don't have any proof I had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. Oh, I think I do. Just because Trucy and her agency can't pay up, that doesn't mean I conned her. Sure about that? That's totally out of reach for the average person. I agree there, Your Honor. In any case, this is important new information. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Retenz. Where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you? Oh, I think I do. Hold it! This clipboard is yours, though, isn't it, Mr. Retenz? It belongs to the TV station, anyway. That much I know. Maybe it was no prop for one of our TV shows that got used by mistake. Or maybe you used it on purpose to con Miss Wright?
Objection!
Mr. Retenz has already stated that he did not. I don't buy it. That's not what I'm doing. Proof Mr. Retenz is connected to the carbon paper, huh? If Trucy's signature was copied onto the fake contract, it must be an original contract that Trucy actually did sign. True, but I bet Mr. Retenz is too savvy to leave something like that behind as evidence. What if her signature was copied onto more than just a fake contract? Like a third document with Trucy's signature on it? Have we seen anything like that, though? Oh, I think we have. I believe it was this. The first party will pay all expenses for the magic show. The second party will confer all program broadcasting rights to the first party. If, through the fault of the second party, the show must be canceled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party. And we also have this. That was Trucy's statement. Proof that he has an ulterior motive? Oh, I definitely do.
Hold it!
Hold it. What other scenes did you cut from the footage? You mean you only edited out the sword switching trick scene or nothing else? Don't you think it's a bit of a stretch to claim that as mere coincidence?
Objection.
No matter how artificial you are and fun the affair, stranger things have happened on their own. This unless you find something with which to prove otherwise, defense. If you have a valid criticism of Mr. Retin's testimony, feel free to counter with evidence. Gladly! Gladly, Prosecutor Sodomine. It would sure make things easier if we had some. The defense team needs to be edited out of this trial. That's what they need. I'll have to clean up this footage later. He really isn't gonna be putting that on TV, is he? Proof that Trucy's signature was copied, huh? True, or do we? Oh, I definitely think we do. Not all footage is actually edited. Even after an episode of a show is actually shown. Where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you? Oh, that's a little thing I have. A little thing called I do.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. You must be quite the con man if you can fool a magician with a simple trick. But if you think you can con a lawyer, you are quite mistaken, Mr. Retenz. He's not a newscaster. He's a fucking lawyer. I'd like you to take a look at Miss Wright's signature here on this note. Now let's compare that signature to the one here on this contract. And there you go. Wow, would you look at that? They're exactly the same. That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy. These signatures are proof positive that you conned Miss Wright. And they definitely prove your malicious intent. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Retenz. The fact that you bear ill will against my client, that is the fact. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intent. Isn't that right?
Objection!
Forced argument? I don't think so. It will? Sure about that? Absolutely no reason to bear any ill will? I don't buy it. He didn't bear any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy. You'll see, I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove the Grammar magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. I can't prove it with anything, but the things he said are points of the fact. They all point to the fact. There must be something between the two of them that give birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Retenz and Trucy Wright must have crossed paths before. There must have been some kind of hidden connection between them. What am I getting at? I'll be glad to explain.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, but once you hear my argument, you'll wish you had taken me a whole lot more seriously. Gladly. Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'll be glad to elaborate. In fact, it's not even that hard to explain. Retinz happens to be a magician as well. The sleight of hand trick he actually pulled off yesterday. Magicians do that all the time. A sleight of hand trick Mr. Retenz did during the recess earlier. Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Want me to get the bailiff? Watch, everyone. Right there. A sleight of hand trick. What if Mr. Retenz happens to be a magician as well? I'll be glad to, there, Your Honor. What if he may have had some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way?
Objection!
Hardly worth responding to? I disagree. We saw Mr. Retenz perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear at the blink of an eye. Oh, I am the sharpest knife in the drawer. This numbskull has thick skin, so there. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, is it? Hold on. I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against the entire troupe. No way! It can't be. Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this case, and at this time. Evidence that points to the real killer, the one who had a motive to commit this crime. What have I come up with? Well, you'll find out. Trucy Wright is the sole heir to Troupe Gramarye and its name. This puts her square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. This piece of evidence points to the one person with a grudge against Miss Wright. And in fact, I know exactly who it is.
Take that!
13 years ago, the great Mr. Reus belonged to Troop Grammare. But then the troop ousted him, and Mr. Reus vowed to get revenge on them someday. And what better way to accomplish that than through the ruination of their solaire? I'm aware of that, Your Honor. But is he really dead? If the fact that Mr. Reus is the victim is really throwing you off, is what's throwing you off, then how about we consider this possibility? What if the man who died on the stage yesterday was not Mr. Reus? It would mean that the real Mr. Reus is still alive. Absurd, you say? I don't think so. I know exactly who the real Mr. Reus is, and in fact, he's standing right in the courtroom. Right there! He's right there. That just happens to be Mr. Roger Retinz. It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick, the trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Grammare and wanted to sully its name. The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mr. Reus in his stead. Oh, yes. One moment, everyone. Just gotta check something. right there. Yes, yes it is. Roger Retinz is the real Mr. Reus. Gotcha!
Objection!
Oh, I got you now, you bastard. Outlandish theory? Oh, I think not. And no, I don't watch soap operas. You want proof? Well, I just happen to have some proof. I can prove it by proving that the real Mr. Reus in yesterday's magic show was a fake. And to do that, I just need you to look at the spot on this poster. I know exactly where it is. Right here, everyone. That scar. This is the injury Mr. Reus sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago. However, the video the victim showed of himself shows no trace of the injury. Now, Mr. Retenz, what do you suppose we find if we took a look at your right forearm? Is there by any chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under the sleeve of yours? Well, Mr. Retenz, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something else up there? Sure about that? Your magic is the real deal? And there it is, everyone! Just as I thought. That's right. I'm the forgotten magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. The great Mr. Reus. Gotcha! Ironic? I don't think so. That this odious mark carved into me by Grammare would bring me back into the limelight once more. Strange are the karmic threads between me. If the witness is the real Mr. Reus, then who is the victim who perished in the magic show? He was but a fan. I met him on one of my programs several years ago. His said he had become a magician out of admiration for the great Mr. Reus, and the real one. In confidence, I told him my true identity. I let him take on my mantle. And when did this man take over for you? About 2 years ago. I taught him my tricks and even acted as producer. And so a mere amateur became a popular magician overnight, courtesy of my magic, on the stage we call television. Hope you enjoyed the show. You really had us all fooled. Mr. Retinz, or should I say Mr. Reus, and your hatred of Shrimp Grammare, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery. And then you set up Miss Wright to take the fall, didn't you? You did it all to tarnish the Grammare name! Harmless joke on Trucy? I don't think so. Yet you learned of the plan and made use of it to commit murder. I disagree. This is how strongly the criminal element runs in the blood of the Grammaries.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor! But if it was a secret prank plan that very few people know about, couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead? I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you that my magic is real. It implies neither tricks nor gimmicks. Enough with the ambiguity. Why don't you make your point already? My alibi is as pristine as ever. When you agree, prosecutor, is that I mean? What? A solid alibi? I disagree. Recall, defense, that at the time of the magic show, Mr. Retenz was at the Take-Two TV station. A fact that many people can easily attest to. That's right. Damn. Yes, I think you should testify. Please tell the court more about your alibi. Time has finally come for my magic to snuff out your precious pedigree. The Grammary line will be no more. I don't think so. I'm gonna take you down, Mr. Reus. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for the magic show. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim. There it is, a perfect alibi. simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth. He's lying. I did not grace the theater with my presence until after the incident. So how could I have committed the murder? Steph did say he was there at the station. So it does sound like a rock-solid alibi. Agreed there, Athena. It can't be right. He had to have been at the theater. There's gotta be a hole somewhere in his story. Sure about that, Mr. Retenz? No tricks, no gimmicks. True magic doesn't need trapdoors to escape through. Do enjoy my show to the fullest. And my real alibi. I don't think so. Oh, I'm taking you down, Mr. Reus. Your perfect alibi is gonna be going right down the drain, just like you. Oh, we'll see about that. I'm definitely gonna be taking you down. Hold it! You did come to the theater eventually, isn't that right, Mr. Reus? Indeed. Anxious to see how the show was progressing, I made my way to the theater. Let's see. My journey took about 10 minutes by car. Would he actually have been at the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim? I would say yes. No, it does not satisfy me there, Mr. Reus. Or Mr. Retenz, whatever your real name is. He gave the driver his card? That was very clever of him. Fool's errand? I don't think so. Very well what I was doing at the time of the incident. Interesting fact, everyone. I studied law in high school. That's actually one of the reasons why I know so much. Hold it! Hold it! What was the other TV show you were working on? Well, the special project is... One moment. Perhaps this is more appropriate. It's a Ratings Raja special production. Yeah, hang loose, baby. Desperation Regeneration. You switch personas just to say that? What's the show about? Washed up has-been singers and comedians get together and play musical chairs. What? The winner of the game is given a second chance at their career. A priceless prize for chumps who washed up too early in life. Sounds great. No. No, it does not! Sound right? No, it does not. What it sounds like a ridiculous reality show, which nobody will ever watch. And let the Ratings Raja produce my TV debut? Not in this lifetime. Whose side are you on, Athena?
Hold it!
Hold it. How do we know those staff members aren't in cahoots with you? I'm making my business to perform solo. My magic has neither need nor want of assistance. After all, one of them could reveal the secrets behind my magic, could they not? So he doesn't trust anybody, huh? He's the complete opposite of Trucy. There are many people there in the studio audience who saw the witness as well. Even if he had been able to persuade his own staff to comfort him, he could not have convinced so many complete strangers to do the same. He really has a rock-solid alibi for himself. And it's almost too good, you know? It's eerie how perfect it is. No, that's not! Simple and perfect alibi? I don't think so. Well, we'll see about that. Just the truth?
Hold it!
Hold it. Absolutely fruitless. This alibi really is airtight. Damn it. Well, I believe the witness does indeed harbor some ill will against the defendant. There is no reason to doubt that he was at the TV station at the time of the incident. Yes, the facts prove it was impossible for the witness to have been involved with this crime. I don't buy it! So the victim himself is so bored that it's resting on top of your Honor's head. I don't buy it! done yet, Athena. We have to figure this out. Can't find a single flaw, so what now? Oh, we'll see about that, Mr. Reus. See if my great illusion went to the end of time? I don't think so. Wait, is he saying that we're still trapped inside of some illusion of his? They make their audience see something that isn't really there. In other words, you make us see illusions, right? Misdirection. When we keep you busy believing one thing, we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what we say isn't really actually is. I thought so! Could it be? You know what, Mr. Retenz? I guess we have all been spectators to the elaborate illusion you've prepared for us. An illusion that has subtly turned our attention towards something you wanted us to see. What am I going on about? Oh, you'll find out. I just remembered something that Trucy said about us. Misdirection. What a magician says is there really isn't, and what they say isn't really actually is. If we've all been taken a ride by Mr. Retenz's magic, then maybe he's made us see something that really isn't really there. It's time to rethink all my assumptions about this case. What have we been made to believe was there when it actually really wasn't? What have we taken to be the absolute facts of this case? If I reevaluate the validity of all of these things, then just maybe Athena. There's something uncanny about this case. Retenz's alibi, it's too perfect. Everyone, there's a little something I like to mention. It's a little quote I often use when it comes to that word. Perfect. Perfection is nothing more than a myth. It's like it's impossible to break, no matter how hard we try. Exactly. Perfection is nothing more than a myth. But maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to think. We're not making any headway here because we've been so focused on breaking his alibi. Exactly. He's using misdirection on us. It's definitely a possibility. Very well, Your Honor. Your Honor, we believe that if we were to reconsider a certain assumption, we may finally arrive at the truth. In fact, I believe we'll finally see who's hiding behind the curtain, so to speak. And in fact, I happen to know exactly who it was. I know exactly who it was. It was Mr. Roger Retenz. What is this certain assumption I'm thinking of? I'll be glad to admit, and I'll be glad to explain. This is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this entire time. And in fact, I happen to know exactly what we're thinking of. The culprit was on scene the entire time. What if the culprit was somewhere other than the theater at the time of the crime? What if there was some way to commit the murder without actually being there? Without actually being there. If that were the case, then Mr. Retenz's perfect alibi would become irrelevant.
Objection!
Oh, we'll see about that. Furthermore, we all saw what appears to be the culprit's shadow in the footage.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. But couldn't we just easily assume that the shadow does not belong to the culprit? I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty damn sure I'm on the right track. We've all seen something that looks like the shadowy shape before, Your Honor. During the magic show itself. Point out in the magic show footage? Gladly, Your Honor. In fact, this is a thing that looks suspiciously similar to the shadowy figure of the culprit. Now, pay attention, everyone. I will show you exactly what or who it was. Wait. Rewind. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Wait a second. Right there. There it is.
Take that!
Gotcha. It's right there. Doesn't his shadow resemble the suspicious shadowy figure? Miss Wright, can you identify this shadow for the court? Mr. Hat's shadow, huh? From when he was being pulled up from the stage to the catwalk overhead by wire. Then, could the shadow that's shown later in the footage be Mr. Hat too? Not possible, huh? After Mr. Hat was pulled up to the catwalk, he stayed up there. I thought so. In other words, the second shadow is from some other figure being pulled up. Gladly, Your Honor. He's right. We've come this far. I just have to figure it out from the clues I have on hand. Right there.
Take that!
If we consider what was happening on the stage at the time, there is only one answer. The shadow belonged to the fake Mr. Reus. In other words, Mr. Manoff Mystery. Indeed it was the victim. Please take a look at the prank plan script. Mr. Mystery was to pretend to be dead and then fly up into the air after that. Isn't that right, Mr. Retenz? What of it? I contend that that's exactly what happened. The victim was wearing a stunt harness around his waist. It was most likely attached to a stunt wire so he could be pulled up into the air. After pretending to be dead in the coffin, the victim flew up into the air just as the prank script says. Exactly, Your Honor. We just couldn't see him go flying up because the dragon was blocking our view. And that last trick, ladies and gentlemen, is the true piece de resistance. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the true piece de resistance of the Culprit's murderous magic show. Yes, I do, Athena. If we could just look beyond Mr. Retenz's last bit of misdirection, we should finally be able to see the real truth. The victim must have pulled up to the catwalk just like Mr. Hat and hit the cushion up there with considerable force. I just have to figure out what else happened up there at the time. Yes, I am, Your Honor. I am ready. Very well. Why did the culprit make the victim fly up into the air like that? Simple answer. One simple answer. That was to murder him. Just why did the culprit have the victim fly up after he appeared in the coffin? And how did the victim actually die? When he was only pretending to be dead inside the coffin. If we can figure out how these two questions relate, the answers should become clean. Quite clear, everyone. Mr. Mystery must have thought he was still on part of a prank when he appeared on stage. He probably didn't suspect a thing as he was being pulled into the air. After Miss Wright was called backstage, and just as the set piece fell. But the culprit already planted the real murder weapon in a cushion in the catwalk. It was probably a knife or blade of some sort. Yes, it really was a magical murder. Just as the prank script said, Mr. Mystery was whisked up into the air. and straight into a blade there in the catwalk. In other words, the murder was committed remotely through the use of a magic trick. Using this method, it wouldn't matter where Mr. Retinz was at the time of death. How does it work? I'll be glad to explain that. Just before the murder occurred, the dragon set piece was set up in the catwalk. It and Mr. Manav Mystery were connected to each other by a wire at the time. By carrying out the prank plan, Betty made the dragon set piece fall, which caused Mr. Mystery to rocket out straight up. And into the blade in the cushion. The cushion was high up enough to be hidden from the audience's view. That is why nobody saw the blade. The blade must have been set up overhead sometime before the magic show. Mr. Hat must have been slashed by it too when he was pulled up to the cushion. You were used, Betty. Roger Retinz used you as well. After the incident occurred, Mr. Retinz arrived at the theater. He got the murder weapon and swapped the rubber sword with the bloodied steel one. That's also when he lowered the victim's body down to the stage. How did he have time to do all that? When the set piece fell, the audience was evacuated from the building. He was able to do all of those things after the fact because there was no one around to see. A horrific murder camouflaged by a spectacular magic show. Indeed, Your Honor. Sounds like kind of a murder only a magician could pull off. As long as the show proceeded as it was scripted, Mr. Mystery was soon to die. That is why it was you, Mr. Retinz, who killed the victim all the way from the TV station. This prank plan, or should I say murder plan, proves your murderous intent.
사토라이 마음만 너무 사마시대 다시 늦게 달갔어요, 소로가!
He can't have another counter-argument. Do you have another counter-argument there, Prosecutor Son Amin? Sure about that? Mr. Retinz retrieved it after the fact. What? I am aware of that, prosecutor. As the only person who could have committed the crime there on that stage. Nope. I'm not buying it. Sure about that, Mr. Retenz? Gladly there, Athena. Yes, I do, Your Honor. I do have evidence. This entire incident was carried out exactly according to the script. So theoretically, there should be no evidence for us to find or use. Which means our best bet is to see if something unscripted happened. There's gotta be something that Mr. Retenz couldn't have foreseen. And once I find it, that's how I'll expose his murderous trick. Get ready, Mr. Retenz, because I'm about to reveal the secret to your magic. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, just some good old-fashioned logic. As long as the magic show went as scripted, the murder would happen without fail. Everything in this case was carefully planned so that no evidence would be left behind. Still, one thing happened that definitely was not in the plan. One part of the magic show wasn't a part of the show's original script. Oh, I know exactly what it was. Bonnie made a mistake. Bonnie made a mistake during Trucy's escape trick. What mistake did Bonnie make during the magic trick? That would be Mr. Hat's positioning. Mr. Hat was placed in the wrong spot. Because Bonnie placed Mr. Hat to the wrong position, to the right of the coffin instead of to the left, Trucy had to reappear on the side of the coffin opposite to the one the show's script. But the culprit didn't know that when he first arrived at the theater. Which means he was bound to make a slip-up when he tampered with the crime scene. Which part of the culprit's cover-up attempt was infected by Trucy's new positioning? One simple reason. There was blood in the coffin hole. The blood was on the wrong side of the coffin as well. Thinking Trucy had appeared on the left, the culprit must have put the blood in the left hole. But the blood was eventually discovered in the right hole during the police investigation. If the killer had originally put the blood on the left side, that means it was to tamper with the scene again afterwards to make it line up with the facts. To make the crime scene consistent with the facts, the culprit must have... The culprit swapped the coffin sides. There you go. That's right. The left and right panels of the coffin are interchangeable. The culprit must have switched the two panels to make the bloodstain fit the facts. But the switch must have also given rise to something unnatural. Oh, I remember now. It was something unnatural about the coffin. And it's just the evidence I need. Sorry, Mr. Retinz, but I have some very conclusive proof of your guilt. Another bluff? I don't think so.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. No, there are tricks and gimmicks to it, just like another illusion. After the murder, you switched the left and right panels of the coffin, didn't you? And because you did, you left behind something very unnatural for us to find. This proves that Roger Retinz tampered with the crime scene after the murder took place. Right here. The fingerprinting results. Yup. Let's take a look at the prints the victim left inside the coffin, shall we? If the victim was facing forward in the coffin, his prints should have looked like this, as you can see. However, what we found was that they were facing the opposite direction. It's quite unnatural for the prints to be facing this way, wouldn't you agree? How'd they get this way? I'll explain. They got this way because the culprit thought the magic show had gone according to script. The culprit thought Mr. Hat would be on the left side of the coffin, and that Miss Wright would also pop up to the left side of the coffin, as per the victim's script. As well as the show script, that is. He then assumed that she had thought to thrust the sword into the hole on the left side of the coffin. That is why he put blood in the left hole when he was trying to cover up this crime. But sometime after leaving the bloodstain, the culprit must have realized his mistake. He found that out due to Bonnie's mistake. Mr. Hat was to the right side of the coffin. And that despite the script, Miss Wright had thrust the sword into the hole on the right. In short, the hole with the blood in it was on the side opposite the one that Trucy used. To make the blood's location fit the facts, he had to tamper with the evidence yet again. So he tried to cover his tracks by switching the coffin's left and right panels. Exactly, Your Honor. That's how the fingerprints in the coffin ended up backwards. Because the culprit switched the two sides panels around. The prints ended up facing the opposite direction. But instead of going to all that trouble with the panels, why didn't the culprit just wipe the blood away and redo it on the other side? I'm afraid that wouldn't have worked, Your Honor. Because of a little something called luminol testing. Exactly. Luminol can detect trace amounts of blood, even if it's wiped away. That's right. Wiping the blood away would have only served as proof of his meddling. How about it, Mr. Retinz? I did a pretty good job figuring out your trick, didn't I?
Objection!
Sure about that? I don't think so. Objection, Your Honor. Oh, but I do have proof. A person who was in the magic show would have never made the mistake of putting the blood on the wrong side. Least of all, Miss Wright, who surely would have remembered she was on the other side. I'm sure you realize by now, Prosecutor Samadid, that your claim that Mr. Wright is the culprit just does not hold up.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Really? Miss Wright and I? Because I think you're the one with a ticket there for trying to convict an innocent girl. As for the true culprit, he is someone who knew how the show was supposed to go, but didn't actually see it. And someone who had the chance to tamper with the crime scene after the incident. And the only person who fits that bill is you, Roger Retinz. All the secrets to your tricks have officially been revealed. And with no tricks left, I'm afraid your show has officially been cancelled permanently. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially found the true culprit. Mr. Roger Retinz. Curse those Grammaries. All because of them. Even now, they wound me. Curse them all to the abyss. Say what you will, Mr. Retenz. It will not save you from prison. Does her hatred really run that deep? Deep enough to kill an innocent man? Damn right. You have no idea what humiliations I had to suffer. Trucy's grandfather kicked me out after I got hurt practicing my magic. He said I was too unskilled, that I would mess up on stage. He threw me out of the troupe just because he was worried about my own reputation. His own reputation as well. Since I was but a child, it was always my dream to become a magician. Magnifi. He took it all from me. That's no excuse to do something so evil. You don't deserve to call yourself a magician. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? Not for that lawyer over there, you would have been on your way to prison as we speak. Naive greenhorn? I don't think so. Bailiff, take Mr. Retinz away, now! Looks like we've reached the end of this case. I feel as though I've watched a grand magic show. It was close, but we just barely made it through somehow. Why does Trucy look so down? Miss Wright. That's to announce my verdict. I see a wonderful smile of yours. Smile with true entertainer as I do. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Miss Trucy Wright, not guilty. Court is adjourned. Acting that way this whole time because she seriously loved Trucy? I never knew that being the best could be so tough. No. She's not a naive greenhorn. Trucy, don't tell me you're taking what Retinz said to heart. Shouldn't take stock in his words. He doesn't even know the first thing about you. Creed. Show entertainment always can smile on their face. You performed your magic trick in court today. You showed the world your dedication to the truth's creed. And through all the cheering, you kept a smile on your face and won the crowd over. You are everything Magnifique could have hoped for in an heir. Magician Trucy. After all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right? Prosecutor summoning. What are you doing here? Strangers. Really forgotten all about me? Really changed. Nayatu. Are you serious? There he goes. Just say we're old acquaintances. Yeah, well... Guess I'll have to talk about it someday. For now, let's forget about the past and celebrate Trucy's future. Indeed we did.
Objection!
Well, everyone, that's all for this case. I'm probably going to be coming back for the next case tomorrow. Till next time, everyone, this has been the Sale of the Terror of Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I will catch you all next time. Till next time, everyone, sayonara.